Well, it appears my laziness has come in clutch because the main event has been changed. The main event was Islam versus Arman. Now it's changed to Islam versus Manny Pacquiao. Is he going to win? Stay tuned. This is my main event picks for the UFC coming up. So starting with Islam Makhachev versus Renato Moicano. Manny Pacquiao, who is going to win? Well, it can go either or in my opinion, because I'm saving everything here. In case Moicano wins, I can say, well, I told you so. Mr. Predictable here. So on paper, Islam Makhachev is most probably going to absolutely sweep Moicano and show levels to this ranking, because Moicano even said that he was 2 fights away from a title shot. So technically, he's 3 fights away from a title shot. So potentially in his head, he's thinking, ooh, am I actually ready for this? However, if Islam Makhachev was preparing solely for Arman Tsarukishvili, then having Manny Pacquiao in could be a completely different game plan that screws up. We know Islam doesn't take fights on short notice. It's the same with Khabib. These Dagestani fighters do not like taking fights on short notice. They want to make sure they have a full camp, which is fair play to them. But also for the UFC, it's like, come on now. But Islam probably has been made to take this fight. He can't really back down now. He's done his full camp. Everything's done. Let's just fight. So this can go one way or the other. That Islam Makhachev absolutely sweeps him and then submits him, which is probably going to happen. Or just like with Quinta versus Khabib. Everyone thought Khabib was just going to destroy him. It went to the decision. Quinta did okay. And it potentially could have been the fact that Quinta was a really short notice replacement for Khabib. Is it the fact that these Dagestani fighters cannot fight short notice and look the best they can? Is this a flaw in their system that we play against them? We get to the fight week, we get to the fight day, the day just before, do the press conference, get in the head, psychological warfare, and then we pull out. Because Arman at 1 a.m. called the UFC and went, my back, I think I broke my back. I was trying to do Mike Tyson, but I think it was his neck. That kind of failed. But his back was screwed up. I don't know why he waited this long. Surely this injury, was being niggling in the, and that was almost a cancel moment there if I didn't get that word right. But his back surely hurt before, so why even go to this point? I mean, obviously you're going to try out, but you knew that going into fight week. So it's a bit annoying for the UFC. They could have got Oliveira, and then Oliveira loses, and then he just goes against Michael Chandler, wins, and then goes against Islam Makhachev on short notice, loses, and then Michael Chandler wins, and then that's the life cycle of Oliveira now, apparently. So, but it could be that Manny Pacquiao literally stuffs all his takedowns and gets a decision win like a Strickland against Israel Adesanya. All of a sudden Israel Adesanya just looked absolutely terrible against Sean Strickland because his defense was so good. Maybe Manny Pacquiao does that. And the only reason I'm saying that is, once again, because if it does happen, I go, see, I was the only person saying that. You should all follow me. Ha, 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 ha. But realistically, Islam Makhachev is most probably going to submit Moicano within, I reckon, 3 rounds. Probably the second round. Mystic Mac predicts a second round knockout. Ha, ha, ha. And then hasn't fought in 17 years. I did think Moicano would lose against Saint Denis, the French Special Forces mate who lost against Poirier. But he beat him pretty comfortably. So maybe this is the rise of Manny Pacquiao, because he does need that money for capitalism, my friend. Money for capitalism, I did think that Pacquiao would lose against Bennett, whatever the hell his name. I'm such a UFC casual. The French Special Forces, matey. Oh my God. I'm so against the French because I'm English that I can't even pronounce the bloke's name. So I'm going to go with that. Not the fact that I'm so uneducated on foreign names. It's the fact that I have such strong hatred towards the French that I can't even pronounce that name. It won't even let me. My mouth won't even let me. Look at my mouth. Look at my mouth. You're ruining it. I do think Islam Makhachev gets this done in 3. The next one is Umar. I don't have an excuse for this one. Nurmagomedov versus. I almost cancel myself then there too. Merab Dalavishvili. Oh Lord. Where's all the Smiths and Pauls? What the hell is this? There was a funny meme that I saw where the mountains are fighting each other. That was the highlight of my week, looking at that meme, to be brutally honest with you. That's how boring my life is, just looking at these memes and making myself giggle like I'm the fat controller. But this is a very mixed fight. I don't know. It can go either way. I don't think Merab is going to out-wrestle Umar like he did against Cejudo and pick him up. But I don't think Umar is just going to be able to just get Merab down. So Merab third long, because he's compensating for his small. Nothing else to say about that. That was a terrible joke. Fight can go either way. It really can go either way. I think it'll be the battle of the broken English, battle of the goblins at 135. Who's going to win? Is it the Georgian versus the Dagestani? There is a rivalry between Georgia and Russia. Just look at the war that happened not that long ago, about 15 years ago, I would want to say. Maybe I've got my history completely wrong there. But, you know, they have some beef, and I'm sure Merab will carry that into the fight. I'm sure Israel attack. I'm sure Umar doesn't care at all. But because of Umar's training camp, you know, he's got Islam, he's got Habib, he's got these Dagestani fighters that just seem to always win when they're at the top of their game. Then you've got the few strays that will lose twice and they'll kick him under the bridge. But Merab trains with Matt Serra, who's a great DJJ. Really include the J there at the end, the second J, sorry, because then Matt Serra will be in my DM saying, "No, did you mean to say just one J?" I'm like, "He's Matt Serra, no." You know, looking at the record of Umar, he hasn't really fought anyone apart from Corey Sandhagen. He really hasn't fought anyone, and it's just a bit like, welcome to the Dagestani fighting pool where they have a 18-0 record and they fought about 3 good people, whereas Umar's fought one real top contender, Cody Sandhagen, and has he ever been challenged for the belt? Has he even been there for the belt? He's kind of a top 5 guy that is never going to break through now the champions of the division. It's a bit, you know, whereas Merab has fought against top opponents, Aldo, Peter Yan, Sean O'Malley, Cejudo. He trains with Sterling, the former bantamweight champion, now up in featherweight and looking great. Also with Matt Serra. Please do not DM me, Matt Serra. So it just seems that, like, if I have to pick, I'm going to go Merab just based on the record. Umar hasn't really fought anyone, and he's got Dana White privilege. He's got the Dagestani Dana White privilege of just facing Merab for some reason. I don't know why. I like it. I like the fight, but I don't know why this is the case. But there we go. I'm going to go Merab over Umar. Unless Umar wins, then I'll go Umar. So it seems Dariush has just been taken off the whole card itself. Is he even on the prelims now? Dariush has just prepared a whole camp to not even fight. They haven't got a replacement for him, which is insane. Could you not do him versus Oliveira? Him versus someone? Chandler? Someone? Maybe not Chandler, but someone. Why get him off the card? I mean, he's obviously still getting paid, so it's an easy payday. He doesn't have to take any damage. He went through a fight camp, so he's conditioned, and then probably going to fight again maybe a month down the line or even 2 weeks, but still gets that probably £10,000 because Dana White doesn't want to give a good amount of money away to fighters, even though the company's worth multi-billion. The next fight is Jiri versus Jamal Hill. Whom is going to win this battle of the giants? The battle of the Alex Pereira losses. Whom will win? I want to say Jiri, but I know that every single pick I'm going to do now, apart from Islam, is just going to lose. Jamal Hill has a really good chance, But if Jamal Hill loses, he wins in his eyes anyway, because something with the referee means that he lost and it's the referee's fault, Herb Dean, even though Jamal Hill threw a left hand, I believe, and then Alex Pereira countered with a knockout. So what's it going to be this time, Jamal Hill? Is it going to be an excuse, or is it going to be that you're going to take this L? Do I say it? Like a good boy? But Jamal Hill ever sees me, he's going, whoa, that guy has a gigantic bloody head, and then he's going to squeeze my head like the Mountain did to Obriel Tyrell. I'm the most Brexit person in the world. I can't pronounce any foreign name. So, in the Jiri versus Jamal Hill fight, I'm going to go Jiri. I think Jiri will TKO him. I'm trying to look into the future to see if I'm right, and I just see Jamal Hill knocking out Jiri. TKO Jiri. I hope. The next one is the Riddler. Reindeer the Riddler. Reindeer the Riddler versus Kevin Holland. Now, I don't think the UFC cares if Kevin Holland loses, because he'll just fight anyone, anywhere, and is a company man like that. So I think Kevin Holland is he's immune to Dana White's rampage of a fighter that loses 2 in a row and then kicks him to the curb to go to Bellator PFL now. And then that fighter then goes and fights boxing and then gets insulted by John Fury, Tyson Fury's dad, and then can't fight Tommy Fury, and then ends up fighting Anthony Taylor, whatever his name is. I'm not saying anyone's name here, Darren Till, but I reckon Reindeer the Riddler wins by asking Kevin Holland a question and then knocking him out with a tornado kick that doesn't knock him out, and then he gets him in a crucifix, and then Peyton Talbot will twerk on him. That's how I think the fight's going to go. But in all seriousness, I do think Reindeer the Riddler is going to win. I'm not even going to bother pronouncing that bloke's name. Is he South African or Dutch? I got it right. He's Dutch. Then again, like, South Africans are mainly descendants from Dutch people, so it wasn't. I'm just talking about colonizers here. I also skipped a fight because I don't really care for it, because it's got moved from the prelims to the main card, and that's Jelton Alaminda versus Sergey Spivak. I'm a Russian spy. I don't know who Jelton is. I can't even pronounce his name. Jelton. I'm going to go get Sergey Spivak because I was able to pronounce his name right. I reckon Sergey Spivak, he looks like an orc. He's only 29. What the hell are they feeding him? He used to be well more in shape. What's happened to him? That's what people say to me. To be fair, he's still quite in shape. His girlfriend is, his wife is very... He looks like Islam Makhachev with blonde hair in this picture. And his wife does look very Eastern European. I put another check on me. I better not talk bad about him. I'm going to go Sergey Spivak. I thought he's actually a lot older. Maybe I'm confusing him with another Russian. I don't know. But the bald head isn't in the way forward. There, Sergey. But then again, look at my hairline. I literally had the gigantic potato man. Said to me, insult everybody, and then as soon as someone insults me, I will delete my channel. This card's okay. No, it's actually a really good card. Let me look at the prelims. Johnny Walker pulled out. We got Peyton Talbot. Early prelims are meh. Prelims are, apart from Peyton, meh. And the main card, the first 3 fights are really good, but the other 2 fights are they're okay. They're okay. I mean, Kevin Holland versus Brilliant Ridia, whatever his hell his name is, could be a headliner for a fight night. I actually would have probably preferred, I mean, it is in Australia, I think, next week, but I probably would have preferred Israel Adesanya versus the bloke, I don't even know who he is, on this card as part of the main event under Jiri versus Jamel Hill. That would have been probably better, and then have Kevin Holland versus him. But obviously, he's in Australia, so just ignore exactly what I just said, because it wouldn't make any sense whatsoever. So, you know what they should do? They should have UFC South Africa and just have all the Dutch headline it, just to piss off Israel Adesanya, because DDP is Dutch descendant, even though he's been there for like 400 years. But hey ho, let chat up timer. So yeah, let me know down below what you think. I've got it as Islam Makhachev, Marab, whatever his name is, Jiri, Sergey Spivak, and then Reindeer Deer Riddler winning. And if the others win, so be it. But I'm a bit uncertain on 3 of these. Johnny Meccano might win. It might be a one-sided win for him. I just have that feeling. Umar, he might win. The training camps at Islam and Habib, maybe the records don't matter because he's been training with the Dagestani lot and he's from Dagestan. That it's just next level. Like, it's just a little bit better than Marab, regardless of who he's fought, who he's trained with, and how long he's fought for at the top competition. And with Jamel Hill versus Jiri, because they're light heavyweight, anyone can knock each other out. Jamel Hill has hands, Jiri has hands. But, I'll keep those picks. Let me know down below who you... Holy crap. The Russian Novatech is getting me. Not Novatech, that's a company. It's a PC company. Novacek, I don't know. I can't even say a bloody poison.